Hey guys, welcome back to TK Sports. We have a new episode for you. We're doing some baseball.
Getting closer to opening day.
Yep, it's about less than 3 weeks away, so we're both pretty excited. We're going to preview the AL West this time, and this is important for me because I am a huge A's fan. I go to about 15 to 30 games a year, so I'm really excited for this upcoming season. I'm not hopeful, but, it's a new season.
I'm
Clean
hopeful.
slate.
I'm hopeful for the A's.
I know you are, but we'll get into that. It's a clean slate, and I'm excited. So we all know about the Houston Astros, they're defending champions, and I think if there's ever been a team to repeat, or as in better position to repeat, it's got to be the Houston Astros.
Yeah, they just have this mystique about themselves that, like, it doesn't seem like anybody's going to be able to touch them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, yes, you got other juggernauts in the NL, like the Dodgers. You got a powerhouse team, in the Nationals. Obviously, Cleveland's going to be tough. The Yankees are going to be tough.
Yep.
You got a few other juggernaut teams, but it just seems like the Astros are just a step ahead. It just seems like they're right above everybody else for some reason.
There is a reason why they're defending champs.
Yeah.
I mean, they just keep getting stronger and stronger. I mean, you look at their rotation, their lineup, bullpen, all of it. I really don't see defense. I don't really see a weakness.
Yeah.
They may have the best infield in baseball.
Yeah.
Bregman, Correa, Altuve, and Gurriel.
Mm-hmm.
That may be the best infield. I mean, really, as far as hitting and defense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Astros just get
And
stronger
their
and stronger.
rotation isn't too shabby either.
No, Verlander or Keuchel at the top with my
Yeah.
colors. I'll take that any day. So, the Astros get strong. They won how many games did they win last year?
They went 101, or I'll just lay out the whole division. The Astros went 101 and 61 last year. The Angels took second. They went 80 and 82.
Mm-hmm.
The Mariners took third, 78 and 84.
Okay.
The Rangers took fourth. Same record, though, 78 and 84. And then the A's were in the cellar at 75 and 87
Man, cellar?
by 3 games.
That's what I mean. Is it really a cellar?
Okay, let's be honest here. 5 games, and they're in second place.
Yeah, it's a really tight division.
Yeah.
After the Astros,
It's a tight.
After the Astros,
it's
it's
tight
really
for
tight.
the cellar.
Let me clarify. After the Astros, it's bunched. It's tight. Not really tight throughout, but I think the A's will make a push, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
But the Astros, we're on the Astros, 101 wins. We're gonna go a little over/under. Over/under 101 wins.
I have them over.
Over.
I think they win 105 next year.
Jeez, that's a strong year, and honestly, I can't disagree. I think they'll be over, maybe not 105 wins, but I think maybe 102, 103.
Yeah.
I think they win the division, maybe go to the World Series again.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be Yankees, Astros, ALCS, which I think everyone would be excited to see.
It's a little early for me to make the World Series prediction.
Yeah.
But I think I can comfortably say that I think it's going to be between the Astros and the Yankees. I really think the Yankees are going to come into their own, and you very well might see the Yankees in the World Series this year.
And to me, I know you mentioned the Dodgers, but it's really, to me, in baseball, it's the Astros and it's the Dodgers leagues. Yeah, leagues, not conferences. Leagues to lose.
Yeah.
I know we were just talking football, so I'm thinking conferences, but no, it's their leagues to lose. So if the Dodgers lose the National League, it's kind of on them. I
Yeah.
mean, they really should be the favorites.
Yeah.
Maybe throughout baseball.
Yeah.
And then if it's the Astros, it's really on them if they lose it too.
Yeah.
So I think this team is capable of repeating, and I think with Jose Altuve being the MVP and all of that kind of riding with him, Verlander coming back, I think they're just capable and ready to make another run.
I think the reason why I have them ahead of 101 is Verlander having that full season.
Yeah.
I think that's going to add. If that doesn't add wins, I don't know what else will.
So we got them taking the division, obviously going over 101 wins, 105 wins for you.
Yeah.
Somewhere 102, 103 for me. So moving on, Angels.
Yeah,
Angels. I don't like the Angels very much, but they are a good team. They added Justin Upton. They added the Japanese Babe Ruth with Shohei Ohtani, who I think will do more pitching than hitting.
A prodigy.
Young prodigy.
I was talking to one of my friends the other day about that, and we were saying it's a shame that he's in the AL because he's not going to see many at-bats.
Yeah.
Unless they play him in the DH, maybe.
I think he'll probably be DHing.
Yeah.
Because they said that he's not going to hit the day before, obviously the day of, and the day after he's pitching. So he'll be hitting probably when his 5th day of rest, or no, it'd be the day 2 days after he starts. So I'm trying to calculate all this in my head. But no, Ohtani will probably be DH. I doubt he's going to play on any outfield, especially with that outfield they have.
Yeah.
You've got Trout, Calhoun, Upton. That's pretty set already.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much room for Ohtani, and you don't really want him hurting that arm. He's got to pitch. I mean,
you want Trout to be out there any possible way you can.
The adjustment for Ohtani will be tough to the major leagues. I'm not saying he can't do it, but I just think it'll be tough because he's never seen pitching like this.
Yeah. Well, Kershaw made him look like a fool.
It was a bad ball. It was a ball. Let's be honest. Like, I'm not an Angels fan. I like Kershaw, but that was a ball. That was not a strike. If you haven't seen that bat we're talking about, I think the MLB posted on their Instagram page about Ohtani facing Kershaw. But you guys tell me what you think. I think that was a ball.
Yeah.
But no, I think Ohtani will just have an adjustment period. It'll take a little longer for him to get used to this. Major League Baseball in America is different from Japan.
Yeah.
It's no discredit to Japan, but it's the major leagues. There's a reason why people all over the world come to America to play baseball.
Definitely.
So, how do you see the Angels shaping out? 80 wins, over or under?
I actually have them pretty much dead even where they are. I'm going to keep them probably anywhere from 80 to 82 wins again. They're a relatively older team, in my opinion. I mean, they got a lot of veteran presence on that team, and I think when your team is dominated by veterans, it's very hard to bring a lot of that energy out of them. I mean, I know the Giants, would slap me in the face if if Bochy was in here right now saying veterans, or an abundance of veterans might be a bad thing. But I think in the Angels' case it is. I mean, you still have a superstar, obviously, in Mike Trout, and I really think that they need to start focusing on getting young talent around Trout rather than, putting Trout around veterans. Because, I don't know, I feel like Trout is just that guy now.
I don't think there's enough veterans to bring them down.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pujols, he's not going to see the field much. He's just going to be hitting.
Yeah.
Kinsler's older, but he's still capable of playing. I don't think he's going to be down for the count for the year.
Yeah.
Calhoun's, I mean, he's not very old. Upton, he's older, but he can still play. I mean, I just don't think it's that bad to bring them down. I don't think it's a reason why they should be at 80 wins. I got them over. I think I got them taking second in this division. Where they were last year.
Yeah,
I got them around 85 wins. So. Yeah. I think they got better. They got a little better pitching. Tyler Skaggs, Garrett Richards, guys like that. And Ohtani's going to help out the rotation too.
Yeah.
So, Mariners, they won how many games? 78 last year.
Yeah.
78 wins.
78 and 84.
And that's another team that has a great infield with Kyle Seager, Robinson Cano, Gene Segura, and now Ryan Healy.
And D. Gordon in the outfield now.
Yeah, D. Gordon playing center field. So that's interesting.
And the reunion.
And D. Gordon actually looks pretty good in the outfield. I have to say, I've seen him make a few
when
plays.
You got that speed.
Definitely a lot of speed. He could be like a Byron Buxton type.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Buxton's probably the most elite. Well, I shouldn't say most elite because there's still Kevin Kiermaier and Mike Trout. But, I mean, Buxton's a really good, solid center fielder with Billy Hamilton, those names like that. And what do all those guys have? Speed.
Yeah.
They need speed in the outfield. It gives you unlimited range. So, D. Gordon, I think, is a good fit for center field. I think it's a good fit for that lineup.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, from what I hear, he's playing really well. I mean, if he can take the adjustment okay, and I mean, a lot of people think it's easier to transition from the the outfield or from the infield to the outfield. A lot of times people, I think, put that perception that the outfield is where we just put people that really maybe aren't up to compete with infield positions. But I mean, there's a lot to learn in the outfield, and it's definitely a learning curve. And I think if he can take that next step and accept that as his role, then it's definitely going to help that team.
So the Mariners, I don't see them making a really strong push. I just feel like every time the Mariners get a lot of hype around them, it's like, oh, this is their year. They're going to take the division, or they're going to be a wild card. They're going to make a push, and then they just kind of... It's kind of a bummer out.
What's your opinion on their rotation? Do you know a lot about it?
I haven't seen much of it. I know King Felix is still there.
Yeah.
You just need to give me a few names so I can just get reminded.
Yeah.
But Mariners... To me, it
seems like that's their weakness. I mean, offensively, it seems like they have a lot of pieces, and the fact that we don't know really anybody on the rotation, I really think that might hold them back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to decline, honestly, a little bit.
Okay. 78 wins at one. I think they'll go over 78 wins. Just a matter of fact of, I think they'll be around 82.
I think they're going to go down to about 75.
Okay. So that's where the A's were last year, 75.
Yeah.
And that would have gotten last year.
Yeah.
So, but Texas Rangers. They're kind of the same team too.
Yeah,
they have pretty much they haven't made a lot of great moves. I mean, they have Joey Gallo.
Well, I think I think the Rangers differ from the Mariners a little bit. I think that they have a little bit more in their bullpen specifically, but I think they lack a little bit of offense, in my opinion. I have some names written down here. Obviously, they got Fister still, Doug. They got Bartolo Colon. It's not a for sure thing,
Yeah, I don't
what
know if
he's
he'll
going to
even
be.
make the team.
You don't know what you're going to get with him. But Matt Bush, Mike Minor, decent bullpen guys, very serviceable. But I think they're going to decline too.
Okay, I love that you said Bartolo Colon, big sexy. It's one of my favorite guys. He's a fan favorite throughout the league. I know we're kind of getting off track, but he is a fan favorite. Bartolo Colon just brings energy to the park. People loved seeing Bartolo Colon pitch. I know when he played for the A's, I was so excited to see him pitch, and he's still nasty a little bit with that cutter. So if he make a team, that'd be kind of fun to watch. I mean, I love Bartolo, but I don't know if he'll make the team.
Yeah.
But besides the point, they still got Adrian Beltre at third. He was kind of hurt last year. They have Joey Gallo, the young third baseman. Rougned Odor, one of my favorites. Elvis Andrus, Jurickson Profar. Nomar Mazara, so they still got a lot of power. I think their offense could be okay.
Yeah.
As far as how many wins? 78 again?
Yeah, 78.
So same as Mariners. I think they might stand pat. I think they might stay at 78. I don't see them changing much.
Yeah. I have them around that range too, 78 to 75 also.
I think
I have
that's just
them
a good
right there
spot
with
for
Seattle again.
Yeah.
I think it wouldn't shock me if Seattle and the Rangers, back-to-back years had the same record.
Okay.
And I think they're going to be around that 75 to 78 range again.
Okay. All right.
The moment of truth.
You guys ready?
You've been waiting for this.
I know it's my team. So Athletics, the Oakland A's. They opened the season against the Anaheim Angels. I'm not going to call them Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim because they play in Anaheim. They don't play in Los Angeles. So they're the Anaheim Angels. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidebarred. But no, the A's.
I'll be there. Not opening day because they have
an opening day game, which I'm going to.
I'm there Saturday night.
I'm also going Saturday night. And I think we're sitting a section apart.
Something like that.
Something like that. So it'll be fun, and we're excited. Going to see the young Japanese pitcher Shohei Ohtani, Japanese Babe Ruth. I feel like I said that 6 times this video. But
the prodigy.
the A's are young, and excuse my pun, but they're athletic. They have a lot of young speed, and they got better defensively. Chris Davis will be DHing, and I cannot be more excited because he came out with an article on the Player Tribune last year called The Creature, where every time he'd rear back to throw, he'd have this thing coming up in his back of his head like, oh, don't overthrow it, don't misthrow, don't bounce it. And that's not good for a major league left fielder. We need guys that can play defense and have strong arms. Because if a guy's one-run game coming around third trying to score and you can't throw him out, that's a problem.
And that's a good thing, too, that he was honest about it. I think a lot of players, I have a little bit of college playing experience. I played all throughout high school and, all throughout my childhood, and I don't think I ever, there was, times where, your mind just goes blank when you're playing.
Definitely.
So, if you have something that's, kind of in the back of your head while you're playing, it's good that he's kind of getting that out there and letting maybe coaches know.
He's made it public because he wants to get rid of it.
Exactly.
He wants to get rid of this problem. He wants to be able to be a normal left fielder who can just be dependable.
Yeah.
And I can't blame him. I mean, I love the guy. He hits bombs. He hits 40.
They got a lot of power on
He hit
the
over
team.
40 home runs last year. He's done it back-to-back seasons.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's going to.
But he's not going to be the home run leader on the team.
On the team?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Surprising. Okay. Well, who do you think? Let's just go with that. Who do you think is going to be the home run leader?
It's going to be Olsen.
I mean, that's not a bad pick. 59 games last year, he hit 24 home runs. On average, he was hitting a home run every 7.5 at-bats.
Yeah.
What? The guy can hit bombs. So
He's even hitting them in spring right now. I've never seen a stance like that, too, with the way his hands are so free out there.
It's
so
nice
unorthodox.
I wish I would have done that when I was playing because his hands are already out here, so he can just go straight back and swing. He doesn't have to worry about coming here, and then there. He could just go straight to the barrel. And it's nice because he has
a big guy, too.
He has that perfect stance for him, and it's worked out for him. But let's just talk about the infield a little bit. They have the Mats on the corners with Olsen and Chapman, the two young studs, or the cornerstones of the franchise. Once again, no pun intended, playing the corners. Sneaky pickup by the A's. Got Jonathan Lucroy in free agency for a year, $6 million.
Really like that.
I was
good
pumped.
price too.
I was pumped when we got him because he's just going to help out that young rotation that needs help.
Yeah, definitely.
And then they got middle infield. They got Marcus Semien, Judd Lowry, and Judd Lowry, who led the American League or was second or tied for first in the American League with doubles, and Semien, who led the American League 2 seasons ago.
He's really improved his offensive game. Semien
definitely, and his defense, and he was. Really
I know we
struggling.
saw him on the sidelines at the Cal game too.
He went to a Cal game and said, "What's up to Marcus Semien?" So that was kind of cool. But the A's also got Steven Piscotty in a trade with the Cardinals, and he's a big pickup. and it's
Yeah,
kind
if anybody
it's a cool
doesn't
story, but
hear
it's a
that
sad
story, yeah, go read it or something, because it's just an awesome sports story. It's not even like, oh, like I got to be a baseball fan to like this story. Like, if you're just someone who likes sports and like,
and if you have a connection with ALS, because if you don't know, Stephen Piscotty's mother was diagnosed with ALS, and he was traded from St. Louis to Oakland, and it's cool on behalf of the Cardinals and the A's to get together and say, let's get this guy back home. Let's get him near his mother so he can be around her. And that's a great thing to do in Major League Sports. You'll see very often because Scotty's a good young player.
Yeah.
And his numbers decreased last year. It might have been because he was hurt and because his mother was
going through tough
battling
time,
ALS.
These people, the athletes are human too.
They're human. They're not robots. Yeah. So we're not really looking forward to seeing Piscotty, the baseball player. We're looking forward to maybe fundraising some money for that terrible disease.
Yeah.
And getting Piscotty's name out there.
Yeah.
So but Piscotty's going to be playing right field. Matt Joyce, who was the right fielder last year for the A's, will be playing left, and he's hit 23 home runs last year. I mean, this team is just designated for the long ball. Chicks dig the long ball, man. They're going to be hitting a lot of home runs. Dustin Fowler, who came over in a trade with Sonny Gray, he's a young prospect.
Yeah,
and he's been playing.
I really think the only thing holding this team back from a 90-win season is the pitching.
Got to be pitching.
That's the only thing. This team definitely, offensively, they should be a 92 win team.
Yeah.
That bullpen and that starting five is a little different.
The rotation is just so troublesome, so worrisome. And news came out today that one of who projected could be a 3 or 4 star, Jarrell Cotton, had I think it was a partial tear in his UCL or something like that. Mm-hmm. Not a partial tear, maybe just a tear or I'm forgetting the word, sprain or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's going down for a little while, and that's tough news. He's having a really good spring training.
Yeah.
And so that's tough. But the A's did shore up a little bit of bullpen with the Seattle Mariners. They made a trade from Ryan Healy. Ryan Healy, who hit 25 home runs last year, gets traded, and he's still a young player. But the A's in return get Emilio Pagan, a good young relief pitcher, right-handed relief pitcher. They put in that bullpen, and that's huge.
So where do you have them then? I mean, 75 wins last year. I mean, we got the Astros, at 105. Do you think they could touch that, or
the A's touching 105?
I mean, that's where I have the Astros. I mean, like, where do you have them in this division?
I have the A's at fourth. I just see the Mariners and Angels and Astros. I see them all being better. I think, like we were talking about, the rotation holds them back.
See, that's where I disagree. I think the A's are going to win probably 85, 86 games next year, and I think they're going to take second in the division.
Yeah. I mean, I have them winning 80 games. I wouldn't say at most, but I think kind of my middle. I think at most they could win 85.
What team? Obviously the Astros. If I ask this question, it's an obvious answer to this. It's the Astros. Take the Astros out of this division. Which team has the highest ceiling?
Ceiling, as in ceiling for this season, or ceiling down the road?
This season.
Because
it's got to be the A's.
Has it really got to be the A's?
I'm
leaning towards the Angels.
But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I feel like when you're talking about veterans, your ceiling isn't as high as you are with all this young and like raw talent on the A's.
If you were to ask me next season, and they got a couple good, or somebody like, say a Cotton or Manaea came up and really had a great year this year, and they had 2 solid starters like that with a Graveman, and then maybe they added somebody. If you were to ask me this next year, I'd say the A's over the Angels. But for now, I got to take the Angels. They got the pitching, they've got the offense. I don't see the A's touching that.
I'm not an A's fan personally. I like them. I like going to a lot of their games. It's a local team for me. But I'll look in the camera when I say this. The A's have a chance at a wild card next year. If Minnesota slips up even the lightest, A's maybe get in. I still, like I said, because this is our last AL video technically.
Yeah, it is.
I told you guys that Boston and New York are going to be getting out of the East.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland is going to get out of the Central, and Houston will be getting out of the West.
There's one wild card slot, right? Because Boston, New York, you have the 2.
Yeah.
Then you have the
so
other
there's one wild card spot
between the Twins.
It's
Angels,
not coming
Mariners,
out of the
A's,
East. It's not going to come out of the East with Tampa, Toronto, or Baltimore.
No, I don't see that.
It's not going to come out of the Central. If in my opinion, those are the weakest teams.
Twins? You don't think the Twins can make a push?
Well, no, other than the Twins. Sorry, it's not going to come from Kansas City. The Royal,
I think Kansas City
from
people, but
Chicago or Detroit, and it's definitely not going to come from Seattle or the Rangers. So in my opinion, it's going to be A's, Twins, and then if I had to throw a third string team in there, maybe the Angels, maybe Tampa.
See, my third string team is the A's. Like, that's a maybe for me, is the A's. Like, I'm trying to be realistic.
But if
I want to
Minnesota-
be optimistic like you, but I got to be realistic.
If Minnesota slips, Oakland's getting in. Also, if Minnesota slips, Oakland gets in.
I'm glad this is saved, because when Minnesota slips and Oakland doesn't get in, we're going to have the tape. So, no, but I love the A's, but this year's not their year. I just think the pitching is too troublesome, too worrisome. And it hurts me to say that, but it's reality. So, This will conclude our AL West prediction. We have the Astros taking it. Like we said, pretty much got our whole American League done, our predictions for that. So like, comment, share, subscribe. We love doing these videos. We love comments, and we love your support, your continuous support. So check out our podcast. We're filming it right now as we speak. Any audio we have from these videos will be on this podcast.
Yeah.
So instead of watching it, it'll be easier just to listen to for you guys. Maybe some of you guys like seeing our ugly faces, but maybe some of you guys don't.
Yeah.
And we don't care either way as long as you listen to us. So
yeah, and we're also going to be having podcast exclusive things coming out too. So just to kind of give you guys an extra incentive to find the podcast. Like, there's gonna be extra content on there that's probably not on YouTube.
Like, I know I want to talk about the pace of play rules because the MLB was talking about for extra inning games in minor leagues, they want to try out putting a runner on second base to start an extra inning.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go on a rant about that on the podcast because I'm passionate about it and I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
So that's something I could talk about, and Tyler could say something he's passionate about, and we can just do our own separate things. Maybe get together for another podcast.
There's going to be extra content coming out on the podcasts on top of these videos. So obviously the videos are also going to be in podcast form, but we will have extra content on the podcast because it's a little easier just to film it, a podcast, record the audio, than to get together, meet a time, and all that. So we will have extra content on there if you guys are really interested in this.
All right,
we're going to find ways to get on Spotify,
definitely.
Apple,
definitely
all that.
And the app we're using is Anchor. They're a great podcast source. So far, it's worked pretty well for me. So if you guys want to do your own thing, make your own podcast, I suggest definitely Anchor for that. So this is the AL West predictions. So like, comment, share, subscribe. We love you guys. It's TK Sports.